welcome to the We Plant for Peace podcast. I'm your host, Seth King. Today, we are bringing together something powerful, a story of land, people, and possibility. From Ethiopia to California and to the future we are all responsible for. This is not just a conversation about climate, this is a conversation about peace. Peace is not possible without trees. Without food and water security, there will be war. So today we're asking a deep question. What happens when nations begin to work together, not just to protect the environment, but to restore it in a way that feeds people, builds trust, and creates peace?
And that's exactly what we're exploring today. We're looking at one of the most extraordinary environmental efforts in the world, Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative, and how that example is now connecting to California's climate leadership through the work of the GreenLand Development Foundation. This is about more than just planting trees. It's about food, it's about water, and it's about people working together across continents.
Planting food-bearing trees is not charity, it is peace building. So let's start here. Welcome, Jenny. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Seth. How are you?
I'm doing good. Excellent. Yeah. So what I want to do is I first want to introduce to everyone out there our guests. And so what we have here today for this podcast, We Plant for Peace, is we have founder of the GreenLand Development Foundation. He's a pioneer of large-scale reforestation and food-bearing tree initiatives, advancing peace through environmental stewardship from Ethiopia's Nile headwaters to initiatives across California. Through the global We Plant for Peace movement, his work connects communities, restores ecosystems, and promotes food and water security, while building unity across cultures and nations. It's my great pleasure to introduce Gashaw Tahir to our podcast. Hey, Gashaw, how are you?
Hey, how are you, Dr. King?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's so great to have you.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Gasha.
Yes. And so we're grateful to have you, Gashaw. And we're going to introduce also Jenny Sherman. She's a photographer and environmental communicator based in Los Angeles, California, serving as Director of Marketing for the GreenLand Development Foundation. Her work focuses on visual storytelling, sustainability initiatives, and community impact using media to connect people to environmental action. She helps translate the mission of We Plant for Peace into narratives that inspire engagement, awareness, and global participation. So welcome, Jenny.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great.
And it is my honor to introduce yourself, Dr. Seth D. King. You're an educator, peace leader, environmental advocate, serving as the Director of Communications and Public Relations for GreenLand Development Foundation, and the creator of CCLEL, which is the Conscience-Centered Literacy and Ethical Leadership Framework, advancing character, literacy, and leadership development through education, environmental work, and global peace initiatives.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you. Gasha, welcome to both of you. And so we're going to start our conversation today with an investigation into the foundation, really, of what Ethiopia has accomplished, the country of Ethiopia, and the work that they have done with their initiative. And it is a Green Legacy initiative that was started in 2019. So Gasha, my question for you is, what is the Green Legacy Initiative?
The Green Legacy Initiative is just planting tree, bringing people together, creating sustainable lifestyle to the country. That's mainly started 2019 by the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, which is Peace Prize winner of 2019, and he created that, and then now the country planted over 48 billion trees and fruit trees. 40% of the trees are fruits, and 60% is plant, just trees. That's what's happening.
That's great. That's wonderful. And you're saying so. So the trees that are being planted, these trees. So it started in 2019, and then what is the accomplishment thus far? And you were saying about a percentage. What's the amount of trees that the country of Ethiopia has planted at this point?
48 billion trees since 2019. It's just amazing. It's mine really. It's just amazing. Yeah, 20 million people get out and plant, and like last year was like over 700 million trees planted in one day. Planted trees and fruit trees planted in one day.
That's amazing. And so, what percentage of it is fruit trees, and what percentage of those trees are for food purposes?
Yes, 40% is for food purposes.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So, uh, wonderful. So Ethiopia is proving to the world that when the future of our children is the priority, nations can mobilize themselves and environmental restoration can occur at a historic scale because this is unprecedented what the country has accomplished. And Jenny, do you have any thing to add about this accomplishment and that you're knowledgeable about in that area?
I mean, I think I'm in awe as much as anyone else is about the magnitude of an action like this and the kind of precedent that it set for the rest of the world. So if, this country in Africa can plant, close to 50 billion trees, why can't we all do it? And it's making a big difference in their environment and their sustainability and their food security, and even in the weather. From my own personal visits to Ethiopia, it's changing all kinds of things there, and I think it's really incredible what bringing together community like that can do.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful, amazing thing of possibility that could happen, that could occur, that such a large scale movement of people working together could accomplish that. That's wonderful. So, Gashaw, why is Ethiopia and what's happening in the country of Ethiopia that you see is becoming a model for other countries, other parts of the world?
What's going on in Ethiopia is people are very conscious and really empowered by the prime minister idea and leadership. And then Ethiopia is known for starvation. If you guys remember, in 1970s, early in the 80s, Ethiopia is known like we were starved to days. So that was in the past, and they said, why what was the source of our challenge? So the challenge was, you know trees were cut, and rivers were drying, and the temperature going up, so people suffer, and then we pay the price. And I remember, when I went back home, it's a big mess. So they want to take action, they want to make a difference in their life and generation to come. So that is the inspiration. They said This is not sustainable. We cannot stand living like this. Somebody has to take action. So the leadership doing an amazing job. So that's what's happening, and everybody's in a touch, move, and inspired into action.
That's wonderful. And I know that something is coming now. COP 32, because Ethiopia was selected for the 2027 COP 32 event. Gashaw, could you say a few words about that and what you know about that?
Yeah, one thing I remember is just following Ethiopia closely the last close to 20 years. Ethiopia is really doing the groundwork, making the commitment and the consistency to make a difference. So every year, like 7 billion, 6 billion, all this, just consistency and people making a difference every year. And then when I see that, even I was predicting 2000, like 3 4 years ago, I said then in the near future, Ethiopia will host the climate change, world climate change. I speak even about it because I see the commitment and the consistency. So now the world see it, believe it, and Ethiopia, I believe, won 2014 the FAO. FAO means it's a World Food, I believe, World Food Administration. The Ethiopia got the World Award, and then keep coming, and then now here we are. You know, the country is really creating a miraculous job, so the world see it. Seeing is believing. They were like the whole country was behind the prime minister vision and initiative, and then here we are. Ethiopia is hosting COP 32 to 2027.
It's amazing. So 48 billion trees, and then getting the world to acknowledge what they're doing and accomplishing. And also, they're doing big things in energy. I know you know a lot about the country of Ethiopia, Gasha, and people have a misconception probably about what's really in Ethiopia, because I know I did when you start to share with me many of the things. So, can you elaborate on how, with amazing things, the cities are not what probably people would expect right now, and the GERD and all these things? Could you just say a little bit more about Ethiopia?
Yeah, I just went back home like uh, December 31st, and then I went to the Nile River, the Renaissance Dam, and it's just unbelievable. Seeing is believing, and it's huge accomplishment. And now, in industry, in what do you call, there's so many sectors, tourism sectors, and mining sectors, and technology, and it's all that. Just a combination of all. And mainly the environment is, and food security is really big right now. Ethiopia is producing um, wheat, and then we used to buy wheat like $1 billion every year. Now we're producing wheat, and then in the near future we even we will even export. That is what's exactly happening. Action speaks louder. The whole world is talking about Ethiopia. They just can go and see, Google about Ethiopia, and they can be able to have their first-hand information.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Jenny, do you have any comment on this? We'd love to hear from you too. Well,
I mean, I got the fortune to visit Ethiopia in 2016, and now feels like it's a long time ago. And it really just blew me away. I mean, it's the source of the Nile. It is it's just like the crux of humanity. There's just so much richness and community and culture, and I can really understand why people would rally behind something like the environment and planting trees. It's really something to, you know, kind of look up to and emulate if we can.
Absolutely. So wonderful. So I think we're gonna get ready for a commercial break, but that's great. We're gonna, when we come back from the commercial break, we're gonna go in depth into GreenLand Development Foundation, the program, the project that Mr. Gashaw here has founded. So we're gonna come back right after this commercial break. But thank you so much for being here at the We Plant for Peace podcast.
Thank you.